All right, this is Logan Riley Bruner, Blackwolves Interview, Year 3. Marker.
Hi, my name is Logan Riley Bruner. I am 25 years old, and today is December 29th, 2022.
As of today, I have 1,182 followers on Instagram.
Oh wow, I've gone up by 13. I'm at 1,195. I've been fluctuating between that and like 1,200 for the past 6 months.
1,195.
Can't seem to crack that 1,200.
So I cracked that 1,200. I am currently at 30.8 thousand, or more specifically, 30,823 as of today.
My most liked photo on Instagram is the announcement that I was going to be in season 3 of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Not the same photo. Still an amazing memory. Still love Maisel. But the newest photo, which is actually a photo set, is a behind-the-scenes little compilation of a car crash that we did as a part of Stranger Things 4, which was a show that I got to do this year, which I will talk about a lot more later. That is sitting at 146,014 likes. So just a little bit more than that Maisel announcement. My most viewed video is easy because there's only one that cracked over 1,000, and that was a video of me unboxing a pair of shoes for Bull Airs. They are a custom shoe designer, and that has 18.8 thousand views.
Hard as fuck, but in the most rewarding way possible. There's been a lot of working really hard to produce things and sleepless nights and stress. There's also been a lot of joy. There's been a lot of just being able to do the thing that I love and create art and work with my friends. And yeah, it's been a really rewarding year. I think I've learned a lot too, so I'm happy about it.
Year 2, much like year 1, also hard as fuck. Also rewarding. We didn't do as much art as I would have liked. We did a lot more content this year, and that was something that I really pushed a lot. Just because of my major, there was a lot of like marketing background that I was like, we've got to keep pushing content. And that burned me out. Creatives, if you are thinking about just producing content to produce content, I warn you, it gets exhausting. And eventually you discover that you only like a couple of the things that you're working on, and then you have to narrow down. So just pick those things at the beginning, and then you don't do a bunch of stuff that you're like, oh well, we gotta put out the Wednesday post because we gotta make sure that we keep the social media going. So year 2 taught me that. Year 2 taught me that I really want to do art over content. But I did get to do a lot of really great stuff. There's a lot of stuff in the works, which I'm excited about in year 3. And we brought some really great people into the collective, which was really exciting. We brought a bunch of people that I've wanted to bring into the collective for a while, so I'm really excited to have them as a part of the group, and I'm excited to see what year 3 brings.
I think my favorite memory with Blackwolves is we were doing this show in 2018 called DNA.
Still DNA, but the 2021 version this time.
Guys, can we do DNA again? Can we do DNA for a third time? DNA is still my favorite memory. That 2021 version is special in a lot of ways. It got me through a lot, and I got to work with people that I hadn't gotten to work with in a really long time, and that meant a lot to me. I don't feel like we've done anything this year that really topped that. Again, year 2, very content-based, very let's produce because we have to produce, which is important, but I think I personally lost sight a lot on what made Blackwolves special. And I think a lot of what made Blackwolves special is the art that we make. And we haven't gotten to do as much of that as I wanted to. So hopefully year 3 will have some more art to add to my favorite memories. But for now, 2021 DNA. You can't see it. It's hidden forever. But it was a really special project to be a part of.
I think my favorite moment in my career is doing Vox Lux. It was my first major feature film.
Solid one. Great moment. Getting to see Vox Lux in theaters, also up there. I have 2 that I want to add. This year has been incredibly hard, but incredibly magical. I feel like my life has really changed a lot.
Yeah, it had.
Reasons. And so there's one memory that I have of working on a project that I'm not allowed to talk about yet.
Stranger Things 4! It's Stranger Things 4! I was in Stranger Things 4!
At our hotel. I think the second moment was getting to do Curious. And I didn't say it last year, but I think in the year that's gone by, I've really remembered how much that show meant to me and how much that family kind of meant to me. How those people really
Whew, I'm getting kind of emotional listening to that.
one of their own, and we made art. I got to talk to two of the castmates from that last night. That was a really wonderful experience. So I think getting to be a part of Curious Incident at the Colorado Springs Fine Arts Center is the one that I'm allowed to talk about right now. That's kind of a favorite for me.
Curious is still really special to me. I still stay really close with all of those people, but I feel like it's hard because Stranger Things felt like such a whirlwind. I feel like it's difficult to pick one moment from that to say like, oh, this was my favorite moment. Like the hotel story that I told last year, that's an incredible moment, and I remember like exactly where I am in telling that story. But getting to work on a show like that and getting to be a part of something so special and getting to then see the fan reaction to it and kind of feel the whirlwind of what it's like to be a part of something that special and something that has that many fans behind it, and just getting to work on something with that kind of budget. I mean, they spare no expense and they make incredible stuff, and the things that they asked me to do were things that I didn't think that I was going to get to do for a really long time in my career. I got to be on wires, which was amazing. I got to do stunts. I got to have my head molded so that they could create a body double for me. I mean, like, there were some really incredible things that I got to do on that show, and I'm going to hold on to them for a really long time. I think that show changed my life, and I'm very grateful for that. Career-wise, I think it's momentum. This year has been really amazing. I plotted out kind of how I thought the year was going to go. When Stranger Things came out, there were a couple things that I thought were going to happen, and those things happened, which was very weird. So to watch my career kind of start moving in this upward direction and to feel that continuing to roll along is a really exciting thing. But I think in terms of personal life, it's my time. I have recognized that I, as a people pleaser, am someone who, when people want to hang out or catch up or send me projects or have me watch things, I'm very quick to say yes. I'm very quick to be like, yeah, let's do it. I don't want anybody to be unhappy, and I want to make sure that I get to everybody and that everybody who like wants to be friends can be friends. And when I do that, I burn out because I end up making way too many plans, and then I get to the week of that many plans and I'm like, why did I make this many plans with this many people? So an important thing to me right now is respecting my time and making sure that I'm using it for the things that I want to use it for, that I'm both not over scheduling myself and burning out, and then on the flip side, that I'm not like overly staying in bed and playing video games all day, that I can find that nice balance between friends and time with them, work and time working, and relaxation. I'm trying to really break my life into those three things now, and so it's important to me to kind of give each of those the time that they need and make sure that I have a nice, well-balanced life. My time!
Understanding that it's valuable, and understanding that it is okay to say no to things.
It's okay to say no to things! Man, I'm still so bad at that.
Not feel like just because someone asks me something, I have to say yes. That's really important.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Great movie. Great movie.
I haven't seen
have
that
that
movie in a
one that
while.
I didn't say last year, and it is actually a movie that I like more than Scott Pilgrim. I know, shocking. It's called Stuck in Love.
Stuck in Love.
Romantic drama.
I haven't gotten to watch that in a while either. I want to watch that again.
I really love it. I adore that movie. I think it's so well written. And this year, Minari, I thought it was
Oh, Minari.
a beautiful and incredible showcase.
Stephen
of
Yeun.
The kind of filmmaking you could do.
What an actor,
Allow
man.
artists to make movies that they want to make and don't constrain them with rules about language, rules about dialogue, rules about the kinds of characters that we want to see on screen.
Wow,
So, yeah,
this
I
is
think
really going to
it's
segue into my
definitely
favorite
one of
movie
those
this year. Hey, so you remember how I said when Hollywood doesn't constrict creators by language or the type of characters that they could see on screen or the type of stories they could tell, allow me to introduce you to Everything Everywhere All at Once, a movie that takes zero prisoners when it comes to we're gonna do whatever we want and make a great movie. That movie is perfect. That movie is flawless. It is quite possibly my favorite movie of all time, beating Scott Pilgrim and Stuck in Love. I saw that movie in theaters 3 times. I cried every single one. I watched it again at home. I am truly in love with that movie. I think the cast is phenomenal. I think the writing is brilliant. I think the creativity and the storytelling are just amazing. To take a family drama and hide it underneath a sci-fi epic, I think is genius. I think the Daniels are 2 of the best director-writers in Hollywood right now. Michelle Yeoh, just mwah. I mean, the entire cast and crew of that blew it out of the water, and I am very excited to see what all of them do next. But Everything Everywhere All at Once, it's a masterpiece, and I think everyone should see it.
Tucci and Jones, Season 1, Episode 6, also known as the
tripping
tripping episode. I loved filming it. We had a very clear vision going into that one. We knew exactly what we wanted to do.
We did.
Just shooting a video in an apartment where we were fogging the whole place up and like making it seem like an acid trip, even though a character had only smoked weed. It's so funny to me. The improv that we got from Aaron on all the songs that he was doing were just making me laugh the whole night, and just having like 30 minutes worth of footage that we had just shot to cut together into a 6-minute episode of just the like really good moments was just such a rewarding experience. I don't think that video is
just remembering the lyrics that he said during this episode.
That's done.
I'll pee in your mouth. Okay, Tucci and Jones is an amazing series. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. I loved working on it. But my favorite Year 2 Blackwolves video, I was scrolling through. I'm a broken record. We did not make a lot of creative stuff, and that makes me just a little sad. But we did make one really, really creative video this year, and that was Jacob and I collaborated on the Stay music video, which we took close to a month to record audio-wise. It was just like every couple days I'd show up at Jacob's, we'd work through a little section, we'd sing a little section, we'd add a little guitar, we'd do something here, we'd do something there, until we were really satisfied with it, and then we shot the whole music video in a night. It was like 3 hours, and we knew exactly what we wanted, we knew exactly how we were going to get it. I knew that first shot that you see in the video where it pans from the theater to me, I knew I wanted that shot, and Jacob knew everything else, and just talked me through what we were going to do, and we did it, and we shot it, and then I gave it to him. It took him like a week to edit, and we put it out, and that was the feeling that I love. That's the feeling I miss about Blackwolves. We did another music video that actually came out recently, but technically counts as Year 3, for our friend Neon Burgundy, so I'm probably going to talk about that in next year's interview. But Stay was really that feeling of like prep, shoot, edit, post, and it was just like to be able to just put something out there and have people really respond to it and tell us how great it was a really rewarding feeling, and yeah, I really enjoyed working on Stay.
People who don't take the work they're doing seriously, people who don't care.
I want to add one thing to that. It's people who don't use their heads. It's very easy to like just take 30 seconds
And think.
and just think. And I think that's something
That still
really
annoys the
got
hell out of me.
There have been so many times that I've looked at someone and been like, just what? We needed one thing.
Yes. Communicate. I think that boils down to that. Is yeah, use your head and use common sense and think when you're on set, but just both on set and in life, boy oh boy, just communicate. If you're upset about something, just like say it and be like, hey, I'm upset about this thing. We should like work that out so it's not a problem. Or hey, we need to make sure that this prop is in the right place so that it doesn't like break continuity. Communication and just like talking and letting people know what's happening and what needs to happen and how you're feeling are things that I'm just like, can we make sure that we're doing this? I cannot tell you how infuriating it is to know that someone is upset about something, but that they won't tell you. That, like, you know somebody's mad about something and they just, like, refuse to talk to you about it. It drives me up the wall. And I used to be the kind of person that would be like, oh, well, was it something that I did? Are you okay? Do you need me to do anything? And, like, bend over backwards for people like that. But now I'm in a place where I'm like, if you're not going to tell me why you're upset with me, then piss off. And when you decide that you want to tell me why you're upset with me, then we can have a adult conversation. But until then, if you're going to act like a child, I'll treat you like a child. And that's just kind of the long and short of that. I don't like the trend of taking someone else's video and, like, putting your face next to it, of just you being like, that thing, I hate it. I hate it. There's entire pages dedicated to it where it's just, like, someone, like, nodding or, like, pointing to a text post and just being like, it's like you're taking someone else's content. Like, oh, I'm putting my spin on it. No, you're not. Your face is there and you're nodding. That's nothing. That extends to when people make videos that are like, oh, I'm going to read this entire Reddit thread and not comment on it. Like, I could have read that. I could have read the Reddit thread. You didn't have to. Don't do that. If you're going to read a Reddit thread, give me some commentary on it. Add something. Add to the yes and. Not just yes. There's an and after it for a reason.
Rafi Cassidy and Tony Shalhoub on Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
So this has changed a lot. Half of the answers are going to have to be bleeped out, so be prepared for the bleep out right now, but
We'll get there. I promise.
I got to work with some amazing people this year, and you can't find out any of them yet. But there is one person that I can say. We didn't say her last year because she wasn't as big as she is now, but
She still wasn't as big as she is now.
Dominique freaking Thorne. Biggest actor I have ever worked with, currently the star of a Marvel movie. Was in
I got to
Judas and the
see
Black
her in
Messiah.
that Marvel
I got to
movie
use
this
her on
year.
my screen as the
Oh,
award to her
Dominic
pop.
freaking Thorne,
And
you
that
are
was just so much fun,
I'm so
and
proud
she
of
has
you.
become just a freaking superstar in the years since I last did my interview. So shout out to her. A classmate of mine from high school is the biggest actor that I've worked with, and that is fucking awesome.
I'd like to add her to mine too.
Jacob popping into my interview. So for the bleep outs, Amy Beth McNulty, Joe Keery, Natalia Dyer, Finn Wolfhard, Maya Hawke. There were some really great people that I got to work with, and I still can't believe that I worked with them. I also worked with, more recently, because those were the Stranger Things crew, I worked with a lot of people on Stranger Things, and they were all amazing. They're all incredible human beings. I can finally actually talk about them. They're so nice. They're so giving. They're so just dedicated to being a part of the art and the creativity and the process, and that's all I ever look for in the people that I work with. I was humbled to be in the same room as them and to work with them. Also from a while back, but he's now blown up a lot more, Fred Hetchinger, who was on White Lotus. He's going to be in Kraven the Hunter, the Marvel movie. He's incredible. We got to work together a couple of years ago on 2 different projects, and we're still friends, which is a really amazing thing to be able to say. And then more recently, I worked with Mina Savari and Neil Sethi on a new movie that we're very excited about, that I can't reveal yet, but that press is coming out for in a couple weeks. But they were both amazing human beings and really gave their all to the project, and were super humbled to just be there and be a part of something that was a lot of fun. So I've really gotten to work with a lot of great people the past 2 years. And I can't wait to see who else I get to work with, who I get to work with again. I mean, I'm hoping to work with some of those Stranger Things folks soon on new things, so we'll see what happens. There's some exciting things in the works, so we shall see.
First name that comes to my head is Edgar Wright.
Boom, baby. Edgar. Brilliant. Incredible. I also want to add from his latest movie, Last Night in Soho, Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya!
I got to work with that woman, I would cry. 2 more actors that I'm going to add are Sam Rockwell, who's always been one of my favorite actors, and very recently, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Directors, the Daniels. I mean, let's just start from the obvious. They created one of what I think is the best movies of the year, if not the last century. I would love to work with them. I'm trying to think of like the things that I'm watching that I've really enjoyed. Jeremy Strong. Jeremy Strong. I think that man is just incredible. I'd love to work with pretty much the entire cast of Succession, so maybe that. And I think my dream person to work with, because he means so much in my personal life, and I've never gotten the chance to work collaboratively alongside him, is Arian Moayed. I mean, Mike White is pretty amazing. What he's done in his career, and then just, I mean, White Lotus is remarkable, and a show that I would cry to be a part of. So Mike White might be up there. I'm going to stick with Mike White and then see what I said before, and it'll probably change my answer.
Fuck this question. I have to go with this one because it was the first name that popped into my mind and it feels right. Bo Burnham.
Bo!
Inside this year, and it was
The inside outtakes.
incredible.
I mean,
Every
why did the
single
chicken
song is
cross
great.
the
Even
road?
if I don't
Brilliant.
listen to all of them anymore, there's some that I still listen to and some that I don't. Some that were just like first timers and like one timers. But that whole special is just magic.
Bo Burnham's amazing. He's a phenomenal artist. I did come up with another name that I think might just like barely squeak out Mike White. I'm sorry. Stanley Tucci. He's just amazing. I just watched Inside Man, which is a Netflix series he did, and he's incredible in it. And then his Searching for Italy and coming up Searching for Mexico, I think, is amazing. And to see him as a human be equally as invested in culture and the discovery of it as he is in the characters that he portrays, I think is really remarkable. And so I want to applaud him for that. I was going to see if I had one more in me, but I don't think I do. I mean, just look at who I'm listening to, just to make sure. I think I'm satisfied. Oh, Rian Johnson. Let's throw Rian Johnson up there. Yeah, great director. Glass Onion's fantastic, and Knives Out before was amazing, and I liked his Star Wars movie, so let's put Rian Johnson in there. Learn how to memorize. Honestly, the most simple skill. If you don't have it, get it. Fast. I worked on this movie that I was called every day, and I had to know between 5 and 10 pages of dialogue every day. I used to be not great at memorizing, but I've gotten really good at it, and I realized on that set that when people are like, oh, you should like memorize your sides because it'll help you be a freer actor, that is absolutely true. But if you can't memorize sides, when you get down to a script that you have to learn every day, there's no time to be like, I don't remember my lines. If you can't memorize, you're fucked. So if it's a skill that you don't have currently, I highly recommend that you take the new year to acquire it, because it's just one of those things that without it, you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot the first opportunity you get. So make sure you have it. It just takes so much stress away if you're not worried about thinking about lines. There were days that I had to think about lines that I was like, shoot, I don't remember these lines. I was so much more stressed. If you just know what you're supposed to say, you can kind of just live in the moment and let it happen, and it's a lot easier. So my advice for people in my field is just get really good at memorizing. Make it a skill that you practice. Don't think it's secondary. Just because you're working on movies does not mean that you don't have to know your lines. Boy howdy, there was a day that somebody did not know their lines, and it was a fucking travesty. It was genuinely a nightmare. It made everything 10 times more stressful. And the performances aren't as good because you're thinking about words rather than actually acting. So, memorize, please.
Do the work. Show up and do the work. That's what matters. I think there's a lot of people specifically in the last year that I've noticed that just kind of want to be famous or just kind of want it to happen. And I think it's so important to just show up and do it. Show up, make it happen, be kind, love other people, love the work that you're doing. If you don't love it, why are you doing it? Don't make other people's lives miserable, because it's something you can do. This business should be full of joy and full of the love of creation, and if you don't like it, get out.
Don't let anybody
Last year,
trick you
Logan
into
speaking
thinking
facts.
that they have this magical answer that's going to get you work, because they don't. People have knowledge, people have resources, people have connections, but no one has the magic golden egg that's going to put you in Hollywood.
No one has the magic golden egg that's going to put you in Hollywood.
No one can just give you a job unless they're $1 million producer. That's the truth. Yeah, I think all of that still stands. Memorize, do the work, be kind. It's real easy when you love the business and you just love what you're doing to continue to gain success. So don't do it if you don't like it. Yeah, don't do it if you don't like it. It's miserable. Yeah. I don't want to say diversity again, because I feel like we're saying that every year. So I'm just going to put, from here on, I want more diverse stories. We're making progress. Feels good. Still not there. Getting there. Still not there. Let's keep working at that. The other thing that I want to see change in the arts world is I want less pieces of shit in my industry. Just less of them. If you're an asshole, if you're an abuser, if you're abuser in many senses of the word, if you make other people's lives shitty when you are on a set or in a rehearsal room or working on a stage, fuck off. I think that people that make this industry harder or more angry or grosser than it needs to be don't deserve to be in this industry. So, yeah. That's my thought. Less pieces of shit would be nice. And if you're sitting there thinking to yourself, am I a piece of shit? That might be something to look at. So, do that. Diversity. I already know.
In the arts world, I want to see fandoms chill out.
Oh,
Just in
fandoms
general.
chill
Star Wars fandom,
out.
Marvel fandom, wrestling fandom.
That is actually,
sports,
that's still pretty accurate. Fandoms
just
do
in
need to
general,
chill out.
Fandoms need to chill out. No more death threats for actors, please. No
We're
more
still
death
getting
threats
those.
for creatives. Don't tell people to kill themselves if you don't like the movie that they made.
Yeah.
That's really inappropriate. I
Let's
think
get pieces of shit out of fandoms,
the
too.
amount of diversity that I have seen come into the field this year makes me very happy. I would like to see more. But I think we're on the path to that. I think that movement is happening. The thing that I really want to see us do
Way too
now
slow, but it's happening.
is reminding audiences that artists are people. And that the people that you watch on TV are not just people on TV. And I think Twitter has made that a major problem. So that's something I want to see change. Fandoms, chill out.
So I think the arts world really needs to shift in a direction of letting everyone tell their stories rather than just letting
It's amazing when
men
you let a
kind of
bunch
run
of
the
people
whole
tell
thing.
their stories, what
Great
incredible
this year
movies
that
you get.
really moved
And
in
incredible
direction
Broadway,
that
I mean,
I'm very happy
the
about.
Chicken and Biscuits this
I'm
year.
glad that I'm seeing that happen.
I saw Slave Play. That was amazing. I heard Ain't No Mo was great. Strange Loop. Mwah. Just, let people tell their stories. Let people tell their stories and they will blow you away by the stories they're able to tell. I'm enjoying watching that change. It's nice to see that change happening. I wish it were happening faster. Please happen faster. But it's happening, and that's exciting.
Oh, I'm so ashamed of TikTok. It's TikTok. I swore the app off last year. I wasn't going to do it. Then I went viral on TikTok a little bit, and then I got hooked.
Instagram and
You
recently
think your
Robinhood. I got really into
19.9K
stocks
on
during the
TikTok was
pandemic.
going
because
viral.
of-
Oh, Logan, you're so
Instagram
cute.
has changed to TikTok, and Robinhood has changed to Public, because I got mad at Robinhood during the AMC boom. So I switched to Public, and I like that a lot. It's like a social media stock app. So check it out, Public. I'm on there. Follow me.
I still kind of use Public. I've fallen away from the stock trend because everyone got crazy about cryptocurrency, and I had a feeling it was a Ponzi scheme, and lo and behold, it was a Ponzi scheme. I'm still addicted to TikTok. I'm on it constantly, all the time. Whenever I need to unwind, I just pull open TikTok. The fact that I thought that I went viral with 19.9 thousand views when my TikToks now get like 50,000 views. And that's not, I know that sounds like a humble brag. I'm not trying to, but like life really did change a lot this year to go from being somebody who was like excited to get 100 likes to somebody who's getting like thousands of likes and views and messages from people has been incredibly overwhelming in both a positive and a negative way. I think positively it was just great to feel so many people love and respect my work. But negatively, I mean, it just gets really anxiety inducing to feel like you have so many people looking at you and talking about you and wanting things from you. So I think TikTok is still my most used app, to answer the question, but my relationship with TikTok has changed, I think, in this time. Yeah. Balancing my time, making sure that I'm not taking too much time to relax or using too much time to work. I'm really making sure that I'm getting the things done that I want to get done. I constantly have to-do lists that I get overwhelmed by, and so I'm really trying to focus on executing the things on that list so that I can check them off rather than just stare at them and be like, oh, I have all this stuff to do that I'm not doing. So I'm really working on that right now. And then I'm also working on just living in the moment and not worrying too much about the future and not letting things pass me by. Working on the movie was a huge exercise in that. I had a month and a week of just working on one project and to really try and make sure that I was living every day in the space. This thing robs my life. It like, I'll be somewhere and I'll look down and just like get sucked into my phone for 2 hours and miss out on entire experiences with people. So I'm really working on disconnecting from my phone, both when I'm with my friends, because I've recognized that I do that a lot, and when I'm on sets, because I realized that a lot of my memories of past sets were just me sitting in a cast chair scrolling through Instagram, and I don't want that to be my memory of sets. I want my memories to be talking to people, connecting with people, creating art, contributing to art. And same when I hang out with my friends. I don't want my memories to be, oh yeah, we hung out and we were all on our phones. I want it to be like, oh, we hung out, we played a board game, we went and saw a movie, we watched some great TV. So live in the moment, disconnect from my phone, and respect my time. Those are the things I'm working on right now.
Say no. I said it earlier.
I do still struggle with this. It's so hard for me to say no.
It's valuable. It's telling people that I can't see them or I can't work with them. I'm struggling to say no, but it's something that I'm really striving for.
I think anxiety about the future.
Oh my gosh,
I
I'm
was
struggling.
so stressed last year. You can't tell in this video, I am just like a ball of panic attack, pretty much nonstop at this point.
Definitely
Anxiety is
putting in a
still
little
an
bit of a
issue,
quarter
as
life
is depression,
crisis,
but
but I think
therapy
that's the
has
thing
been
that
very
I'm kind
helpful.
of working through right now is how to take every day and make it mean something, even when I don't have these big goals that I can like charge toward.
Baby, it's going to be another 6 months of that quarter life crisis, so just settle in.
6 months, more like another year and a half. Year 2, Logan, you had no idea what was coming.
I think I'd tell a year ago me to like really appreciate everything that you get to experience.
You've got it. You are fully capable of doing the things that you want to do. You have people who care about you and who want to help you. Ask them for help. Because the moment you ask them for help, they're going to look at you and ask you why you didn't ask them for help 3 months ago. So do that. Ask people for help and understand that you are capable of far more than you think you are.
Stop treating your own art like a business. It cost me a lot of time where I was so focused on things that ended up being a lot less important just because they made me feel like I looked professional, or like the stuff that Blackwolves was doing, like, oh, look at our social media page, we have all this stuff going on. I haven't really written for like the last year, and I'm finally getting back into writing, and it feels really good to be able to actually like make art. We made the Whatever music video a little while ago. We're prepping for some more stuff now, and it's really exciting to talk about like actually making art and creativity. So I think my advice to that, Logan, would be, I know you want to be a professional production company, but you're not yet. So take a pause, focus on the things that really make you happy and that you really enjoy. Do those, and then like give yourself the time to do the things that creatively fulfill you rather than are just like a social media post to get done.
Hey, dude.
Hi.
How's life?
It's pretty great.
Things changed a lot?
Oh yeah.
I feel like they have.
You live in a new apartment with your best friend.
You are so incredibly terrified right now of what's about to happen next.
Oh, I was.
And I hope and pray that you are happy.
I am.
That's just all that I ask, is that you are filled with joy and surrounded by people you love and surrounded by the work that you love. I hope that this year has brought you so many good memories and so much love. I'm rooting for you, kid.
Thanks, kid. Wow. I just got real emotional. Yeah. I was terrified. But everything worked out in the best way possible. Even the bad things that happened to me this year, I think, really worked out and were the things that they needed to be. So, yeah, last year me, I'm happy. And I feel really proud. So, thanks. Next year me. Hey, dude. Let's keep that trend going. How's making that movie? No, the other one. Yeah, that was pretty fun, wasn't it? I don't know. Maybe you're still in this apartment. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're still doing certain things. Maybe you're not. I don't know. All I want to say is that I'm really proud of you. You might struggle from time to time, but that's part of being human. And knowing the growth that I just went through, I am thrilled to see the growth that you're going to go through. So, rooting for you, kid. Love you, buddy. Thanks for watching my Year 3 Blackwolves interview and watching me cry right at the end. We all knew it was coming. I cry constantly. Keep an eye out for more Blackwolves things. Go watch the Whatever music video. It came out fairly recently, so I think you should watch it. There's some really exciting things on the way. For me, I did a movie. It's going to be great. I'm very excited. I've been seeing little clips, and there's press coming soon. So can't wait to talk about that. In terms of Blackwolves, we're editing, and there's some new covers that I'm hopeful to record very soon. So, yeah. Oh, and more than likely by the time this interview comes out, there will be a new Neon Burgundy album that I play a little part in. So if you haven't listened to Eros Hours, and it's out, go listen to it. But if it's not out, this will be a little promo for that. Eros Hours coming soon. Eros Hours coming soon or just released. Go listen to it. It's my favorite album that Jeremy has ever made. I'm obsessed with it. So, yeah.